right, Kelsey here, it's driving her crazy because she had a great first date. We've been here a million times. She has a great first date with this guy, and then all of a sudden, he just ghosts her. And she wants our help to try to figure out what happened to this dude. Hey, Kelsey.
Hey, thanks for, talking to me about all this. I just don't get what happened.
All right, so let's go over it here. Who set you up? What happened? And why are you completely miffed that this dude hasn't hit you back?
College friends set us up. So it was a completely blind date, and they mentioned him to me often. His name's Wes. They would tell me about him, I don't know, for at least 5 or 6 times that we hung out prior to actually setting us up on the date, like telling me that they really thought that would, hit it off and everything. And they were so giddy and excited about it. So eventually they just talked me into it. And I finally, I went and I looked him up online and all that kind of stuff. And he seemed good looking and interesting. And so I figured, why not, and we had a good time, I thought.
All right, so tell us about the day, because there's usually like a nugget in here that we could pinpoint and go, well, maybe that's where things started to go weird for him.
Well, it was about 2 weeks ago. We went originally just for drinks, but then, we were already together, so we both got a little hungry, so we had some food. So I thought that was a good sign, like, what was supposed to be short turned into a longer date. And he seemed really nice. We didn't kiss. It was just, we had just met each other, so I think that would have been a little forced. And I said I had a great time. He agreed, said the exact same thing. We ended it on a really great note, very snuggly hug, whatever. But I didn't hear anything from him, so I decided I would text him a couple days later and said that I had a great time and would like to go out again. And he responded as well, saying he had so much fun, but kind of didn't really respond to the part about like to do it again, like nothing in response to that part of it.
Throughout all of the conversations that y'all had on the date, there were no like maybe awkward moments or disagreements?
No, I really don't think so. It was all pretty like surface level, just getting to know each other stuff. So, I mean, once I didn't hear from him, because our friends are the ones that set us up, I reached out to them and they were really vague and weird in their response. Like, oh, he's just busy. And they even offered to set me up with another friend, I don't know, to like distract me or something. So that kind of confused me and made me want to know what the heck happened even more.
Yeah, I know you're probably, and I could be totally wrong, but at the end of the day, I'm doing this thing here, but you did the easy part for him. You hit him back. You followed up. He even said he had a good time, and he had the opportunity to follow up there and didn't, which speaks volumes to me, because Mo and I have said this a million times on the show. If a dude is really into you, he's going to get you on lock for that next date.
100%. You wouldn't even have had to reach out to him. He would have took care of that on his own.
So what's the obsession with getting the reason why? Because, I know we've always discussed this with our closure calls and second date update. Like, you've gotten the answer you need. Like, this dude hasn't reached back out, so like, screw him. However, why are you so adamant on figuring out what went wrong?
I think it's because of the mutual friends, like the whole situation. I've not really done blind dates. So that aspect of it, of course, kind of ties into it. But more than anything, I think it's the fact that we have these mutual people in our lives that are now being extra vague and weird about this too. Like, just tell me what happened.
Got it. I was going to ask you what the mutual friends have been saying, because I'm sure you've hit them up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have. And they've been like, oh, he's busy. And the weirdest part that I was saying before is like, they even offered for me to go on a date with somebody else. Like, oh, they tried to set me up with someone else. Like, what? It just...
There's something.
Yeah,
Now in your heart, like something's up.
So here's my assumption is that they know something's up with this dude and they're too embarrassed to say. Because, look, even your friends don't want to go, yeah, we checked in with him and he's just really not into you. They don't even want to say that. That's uncomfortable for them.
I would agree with that.
So something's going on there. And that's why they've also made the offer like, well, if he's not hitting you back, then we'll go ahead and we'll hook you up with somebody else. But something's up.
That would make me so mad. If my friends did that to me, especially after you hooked me up with the person, least you could do is tell me what happened.
Right. No joke, right?
Especially,
don't I deserve to know?
And there has been no other text between the two of you guys except him saying, yeah, I had a lot of fun also. And then you didn't hit him back and go, okay, when are we doing it again? It was just done at that point?
No, I just felt like if he had been interested, he would have responded in another way, and he didn't. And I just didn't kind of want to push it. I thought maybe I'd hear from him later, like maybe he was busy at work or something like that, and I didn't. So,
all right, Kobe Mack, you got yourself a little bit of a hunch here.
Yo, what up, Bert Show fam? How we living?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I feel bad for this young lady. However, as a man, a newly single man, if there's not a physical connection, I'm not looking too much past the first date. I've already spent enough money. You don't kiss me on the first date, that's a big strike against you.
Huh.
No kiss on the first date, and that's a strike?
Oh, hell yeah.
Kobe going in, man.
Okay.
All right, good to know.
You're trying to get to it, man.
All right, Tavi, where are we with Kelsey here?
Kelsey went on a date with this dude. It was a blind date. Her friends set him all up. She had a great time. She said it went swimmingly. Everything was fantastic. But now she's not getting a text back from the dude. And all of her friends that set her up on the blind date are being very vague. And they're also trying to set her up with someone else. They're like, you know what? Don't worry about that guy. Ooh, we got this brand new dude over here. And everybody's just not telling her, why isn't he calling me back? Why isn't he writing me back at all? Like, what did I do? So now she can't not focus on it.
I mean, he really is. Kristen brought this up. He's telling her everything that he needs to tell her by not saying anything at all.
Exactly.
Right. And all the friends don't want to go, well, he just wasn't into you because they're uncomfortable about it also.
And we say this time and time again. What's the reason for pursuing this? He didn't reach out, so like just let it go and drop him. However, because her friends are being so vague, now it's like a thorn in her side. Like, all right, what's the deal? What's going on?
And you got an ego thing going on also,
Yeah.
right? All right, Kelsey. So, as you've been looking over this thing, can't figure out why there has been no second date. Dude not hitting you back. So our studio director, Tommy, reached out to him for some honesty, and they had a back and forth you're going to need to know about.
And Wes was very honest. I reached out to him. I texted him and said, hey, my name's Tommy Owen. I produce a morning radio show called The Bert Show. I was given your phone number by one of our listeners. Would you mind if I give you a call? And he immediately responded. He said, what is this in regards to? I'm a bit busy. I said, no problem. Is text a better option? And he said, always. So then I said, a listener of ours said she went on a date with you. She said she had a great time and thought you did too. Unfortunately, she has not heard from you. And he said, who was this? I go out on lots of dates.
Man, if I got a text like that, I'm like, oh, God, do I got to deal with this today?
I'd be like, block.
Yep.
So again, he says, who was this? I go on lots of dates. And I said, Kelsey. And he said, oh, okay. I said, we do a segment called Second Date Update. It's where we ask for brutal honesty, and you tell us why you're no longer interested in going out with her. He said, okay, well, I didn't go out with her again because she isn't someone I'd be interested in continuing to date. And I said, right, but why wouldn't you be interested in dating her? What made you interested in her in the first place and then change your mind? He said, well, we've got some mutual friends in common. They thought it was a great fit. Unfortunately, they completely misrepresented her. And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, they wouldn't tell me much about her, only her first name. They said they wanted it to be a true blind date and me not research her on social media. And that seemed like a red flag, but I figured one date wouldn't hurt. They did tell me things about her, but they seemed to exaggerate a lot. They also showed me a picture and since admitted that the photo they showed me was a bit edited with a filter.
With a filter?
I've talked to them. I've talked to them since, and they told me she is really awesome when you get to know her. And they thought if they could get me to go out with her, I'd realize that and like her. They were wrong. I was very surprised that she didn't look like what I was expecting, and unfortunately, she didn't blow me away enough to look beyond that. I said, okay, this is definitely honesty and exactly what we're looking for. And he said, look, she's a nice girl, just not for me. And I said, got it. Thanks so much. And he said, sure.
All right, Kelsey, so how different does your profile picture or the picture he was taking a look at look from what you really look like?
I mean, I don't even know what the picture that was shown to him is.
Oh,
or
okay.
they would have edited it. Like,
My
this
God.
is...
Imagine if
I'm
her
more
friends.
than anything.
Yeah.
If
I'm
my
upset with
friends
my
took a picture of me and showed it to y'all. But we're like, oh God, we got to edit this first for her because she's got that weird, like, droopy face or something. And then showed it. I'd be so mad.
I would be
like,
hurt
"Are
too
you
with the
kidding?"
friends. Kelsey, do you use filters and stuff like that? Or is that exactly what happened here? What Davi said, your friends would have showed him a picture that they edited themselves.
Yeah, I don't really use filters. Honestly.
They edited it for you. I'm
you
more
need new
pissed.
friends.
I'm more pissed at your friends now.
A 100.
Exactly.
The friends even wanted to make it a blind date. Like, what is that about?
You know what you have to do today? You have to confront your friends and be like, show me the picture you showed him.
Okay, Kristen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, you got to know. She got to know.
Yeah.
I mean, if they smoothed her out, that's fine. I ain't mad. If
That's
you like,
one little swipe on
yeah,
Insta. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with that too.
If you patched a little piece of lettuce that was stuck in my teeth, that's great. But if you gave me bigger boobs and a smaller waist and all of that,
No, I mean, there are some filters, completely change the look of your face, like narrowing your nose and like adding a jawline and completely slim out your face. Like it's insanity what some of the filters can do. I would demand to see the photo that they
Yeah, how
showed
you edited
him.
me.
This is all a little bit changed. If she did the editing herself, I mean, sometimes you're going to show up to a date, and if you look so different than what your profile picture looks like, it could be expected that the other person would be a little put off by that.
She didn't do that,
But that's
though.
what I'm saying here is
Yeah.
that she didn't do that. So that's the real offense here.
Her friends set her up and then didn't want to tell her what happened afterward. Like, that's
Because
what
it was
pissed
their
me.
fault.
Exactly. Like, that's the part.
All right, Kelsey, if you were going to take Kristen's advice, which is really bad,
You got to know these friends need to be held accountable. If they are really your friends, and I don't think this is like this is something that you end a friendship over. I don't think it's that egregious that you would end the friendship, but you need to put them on blast and be like, you guys, I love you. Thank you for trying to find me the love of my life. But if you're going to do this, we have to do it on the up and up. And you cannot be showing potential suitors heavily filtered pictures of my face.
you think they're really going to be honest with her, though?
I want to see the picture.
yeah.
All right, Kelsey, you want to pursue that and we can chat with you tomorrow?
I mean, I definitely want to see the picture. I don't know if they're going to let me. This whole thing is so bizarre.
You know what?
so
Screw
hurt by
them.
it all.
Screw them. Did they send him the picture?
yeah.
Did they send him the picture or just show it to him in person?
I bet they
don't
sent it
know.
to him.
Do you want to reach out to him, though?
Yes.
Well, Tommy could.
Really?
Maybe Tommy could
Tommy
send
could.
the picture
Touche.
they sent.
There's a way to get this picture. Oh, I am determined to get this picture.
All right, Kelsey, let me put you on hold and we'll figure out a way to get this picture into your hands sometime over the next 24 hours so you can see what they did to you, and then we'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All
Oh my
right.
God.
It's really not fair because, like, we're able to filter ourselves with makeup. We contour, we make our noses thinner, all of that stuff. If you're misrepresenting yourself with makeup, that's one thing. She had nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
I have a
Poor
quick
thing.
idea. Can we take all 4 of your pictures and have Rebecca doctor them up and put them on Tinder?
I already did that.
And
Yeah,
see-
Kristen did that.
No, I'm saying make you look better.
Yeah.
Yes,
that.
Kristen did that.
I used Facetune and I changed everybody's features to like the typical beauty standards.
Oh, so it didn't work.
Well, we're not posting them on Tinder.
Yeah, I don't really need a
Thomas.
Tinder, but if you can match up my looks with Tiffany's looks, I'd be all into that.
The Bert Show.